Why you keep coming back. The Wheel of Samsara explained. You wake up on Monday morning. The alarm goes off. You hit snooze. Again. You rush to work, stuck in the same traffic. Your boss gives you the same look. You have the same argument with your partner. You promise yourself things will change. But Tuesday feels just like Monday. And Wednesday. Well, you know the story. This feeling has a name. Buddhism calls it samsara. It's not just about dying and being reborn. It's about the patterns we repeat every single day. The same mistakes, the same reactions, the same problems that keep showing up in different clothes. Right now, as you listen to this, you might be nodding your head. You recognize this feeling. That strange sense that you've been here before. That life sometimes feels like a movie playing on repeat. You're not crazy. You're not alone. You're human. And you're caught in something that billions of people have experienced for thousands of years. But here's what most people don't know. This cycle isn't random. It's not bad luck. It's not fate. It has a pattern. It has rules. And once you understand these rules, you can change them. The wheel that never stops. Samsara isn't a place you go to after you die. It's a state of mind you live in right now. Think of it like this. Imagine you're on a treadmill. You're running, but you're not going anywhere. You're moving, but you're stuck in the same spot. That's samsara. The word comes from Sanskrit. It means to wander. But it's not the good kind of wandering, like exploring a new city. It's the kind where you're lost in a maze. You keep taking turns, but every path leads you back to where you started. We see this everywhere. The person who keeps dating the same type of person, just with different faces. The friend who changes jobs but always ends up with the same problems. The family that moves to a new house but brings all their old arguments with them. Ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus said something interesting. The only constant in life is change. But if everything changes, why do we feel so stuck? The answer is simple. We fight the change. We want things to stay the same when they feel good. We want things to change when they feel bad. But life doesn't work that way. Modern psychology has a name for this too. They call them habit loops. You see a trigger. You do the same routine. You get the same reward. The loop gets stronger. But Buddhism saw this pattern 2,500 years ago. They called it samsara. The strange thing is, we often create our own prison. We hold on to things that hurt us. We push away things that might help us. We stay confused about what really matters. This creates an endless cycle. We want something. We get it. We lose it. We want it again. Round and round we go. But noticing this pattern is the first step to breaking it. You don't need to judge yourself. You don't need to feel bad about it. You just need to see it clearly. Like turning on a light in a dark room. Once you can see where you are, you can start to move. The seeds we plant. Most people think karma is about good luck and bad luck. Get a parking spot. Good karma. Miss your train. Bad karma. But that's not what karma really means. Karma is much more personal than that. The word karma literally means action. But not just any action. It means intentional action. The key word is intentional. If you accidentally step on an ant, that's not karma. But if you see the ant and decide to step on it anyway, that's karma. Your intention matters. Think of it like planting seeds. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take plants a seed. Some seeds grow into flowers. Some grow into weeds. Some take a long time to grow. Some grow right away. But they all grow into something. The Buddha put it this way: all living beings have actions as their own. It is karma that makes beings different, high or low. This sounds heavy, but it's actually amazing news. It means you have power. You're not a victim of random events. You're creating your own experience. Here's a simple example. You're angry at someone. You think angry thoughts about them. You speak harshly to them. You act coldly toward them. Each of these plants a seed of anger. Those seeds grow into more anger. The person gets angry back. You get more angry. The cycle continues. But you could plant different seeds. You could think kind thoughts. You could speak gently. You could act with compassion. Those seeds would grow into something completely different. This isn't just spiritual talk. Psychology calls this a self-fulfilling prophecy. What you expect tends to happen. If you truly believe you're unlucky, you might act in ways that create bad luck. If you believe people don't like you, you might act in ways that push people away. Your beliefs become your reality. The beautiful thing about understanding karma is that it gives you choice. Right now, in this moment, you can choose what seeds to plant. You can choose what kind of future to create. You don't have to wait for someone else to change. You don't have to wait for better circumstances. You can start right now. This connects to the bigger picture of samsara. The patterns we repeat aren't random. They come from the seeds we've planted. But we can plant new seeds. We can create new patterns. We can change the wheel's direction. The chain that binds us. The Buddha didn't just say, life repeats itself. He showed exactly how it happens. He called it dependent origination. It's like looking at the engine of a car. Once you see how it works, you can fix it when it breaks. This process has 12 steps. Each step leads to the next. Each step depends on the one before. If you can break one link in the chain, you can break the whole thing. Here's how it works. First comes ignorance. Not the kind where you don't know facts. The kind where you don't see reality clearly. You think things that change will last forever. You think things that can't really satisfy you will make you happy. You think there's a fixed, permanent you that needs to be protected and fed. This ignorance creates the second link. Formations. These are the mental patterns and actions that come from not seeing clearly. You work extra hard to get something you think will make you happy forever. You push away experiences that might actually help you grow. You build walls around yourself for protection. These formations create the third link. Consciousness. This is the awareness that carries these patterns forward. It's like a river flowing from one moment to the next. The water is always changing, but the river keeps flowing in the same direction. This consciousness connects with the fourth link. Name and form. This is your mind and body, your thoughts and feelings, your whole sense of being you. But this you is shaped by all the patterns that came before. Your mind and body develop the fifth link, the 6 sense bases, your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, touch, and mind. These are like windows that connect you to the world, but they're not neutral windows. They're colored by all your past experiences. These senses create the 6th link, contact. Your senses meet the world. Your eyes see something. Your ears hear something. Your mind thinks something. This contact creates the 7th link, feeling. Not emotion, but the basic sense of pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Feeling creates the eighth link, craving. This is where things get sticky. You want pleasant feelings to continue. You want unpleasant feelings to stop. You want neutral feelings to be different. You start reaching and pushing and grasping. Craving grows into the ninth link, clinging. You don't just want things now, you hold on to them. You build your identity around them. You cling to objects, ideas, relationships, and even your sense of self. This clinging creates the 10th link, becoming. You're not just experiencing life anymore. You're creating a whole new version of yourself. You're setting up the conditions for your next experience, your next relationship, your next problem. Becoming leads to the 11th link, birth. This can mean physical birth into a new life, but it also means the birth of new problems, new patterns, new cycles. You find yourself in the same situation again, just with different people and places. Birth always leads to the 12th link, aging and death. Everything that's born must change and eventually end. This creates suffering, worry, and grief, which leads back to ignorance, because the pain makes it even harder to see clearly. The Buddha summarized this with a simple rule. When this is, that is. When this arises, that arises. When this is not, that is not. When this stops, that stops. It's the law of cause and effect played out in your daily life. But here's the good news. You don't have to break all 12 links. You just need to break one. And the most powerful places to break the chain are at ignorance and craving. When you see clearly, you don't create harmful patterns. When you don't crave, you don't cling. When you don't cling, you don't create new problems. This is how the wheel keeps spinning, but it's also how you can stop it. Every moment gives you a choice. Every contact with the world gives you a chance to respond differently. Every feeling gives you an opportunity to not react automatically. The chain looks complicated, but it's actually simple. You don't see clearly, so you act in ways that create problems. Those problems make it harder to see clearly. Round and round it goes, but clarity can break the whole cycle. The question of who. This brings us to one of Buddhism's most challenging ideas. If this cycle keeps repeating, who or what is doing the repeating? Most religions talk about a soul or a spirit that moves from one life to the next. Buddhism says something different. Buddhism teaches no self, or anatta. This doesn't mean you don't exist. It means there's no fixed, permanent, unchanging you that travels from life to life. You're more like a river than a rock, always flowing, always changing, but still recognizably the same river. Think about it this way. The you from 10 years ago is different from the you today. Your body has changed. Your thoughts have changed. Your feelings have changed. Even your memories have changed. So what makes you, you? It's not that there's nothing there. It's that what's there is always changing. You're a process, not a thing. You're a flow of consciousness, not a fixed identity. You're like a wave in the ocean. The wave is real, but it's not separate from the ocean. And when the wave disappears, its energy doesn't vanish. It becomes part of the next wave. This is why you don't remember past lives. There's no permanent you to carry those memories. What continues is the flow of consciousness, shaped by karma. It's like a river flowing into another river. The water continues, but in a new form. But you can see this process right now. Your anger from yesterday might be gone, but its energy affected your mood today. Your kindness from last week might be forgotten, but its effects ripple through your relationships. The patterns continue, even when the specific thoughts and feelings have passed. This might sound scary at first. If there's no fixed you, then who are you? But it's actually liberating. All those stories you tell yourself about who you are and who you should be, they're just stories. They're not carved in stone. They can change. When you let go of the need to be a certain kind of person, you open up space for growth. When you stop defending a fixed identity, you stop creating the conflicts that keep you stuck. When you see that you are actually a flowing process, you realize you can change the direction of that flow. This connects to modern psychology too. Therapists often help people let go of rigid ideas about themselves. Stories like, "I'm always unlucky," or "I'm not good enough," become self-fulfilling prophecies. When you let go of these stories, you free yourself to write new ones. The Buddha taught that clinging to rigid ideas about who we are creates much of our suffering. When we can let go of these fixed stories about ourselves, we open the door to real freedom. This doesn't mean destroying yourself. It means freeing yourself from the prison of a fixed identity. Plato's cave allegory fits here too. People living in shadows, thinking the shadows are real. The fixed sense of self is like those shadows. It seems real, but it's just a projection. When you step out of the cave, you see that you're much more than you thought. This is why the question, "Who is reborn?" misses the point. It's like asking, which part of the river flows downstream? The river flows, but no single part of it makes the journey unchanged. In the same way, consciousness flows from life to life, but no fixed self makes the trip. Understanding this dissolves one of the biggest sources of suffering: the need to protect and defend a self that doesn't exist in the way you think it does. When you stop fighting to maintain a fixed identity, you stop creating the conflicts that keep the wheel spinning. The path to freedom. Understanding samsara isn't meant to depress you. It's meant to free you. Once you see how the wheel works, you can step off it. The Buddha didn't just diagnose the problem. He gave a complete solution. He called it the Noble Eightfold Path. This isn't just theory. It's a practical guide for daily life. It's about changing how you think, speak, and act. It's about training your mind to see clearly and respond wisely. The path has 3 parts: wisdom, moral conduct, and mental discipline. Wisdom comes first. Right understanding means seeing life as it really is. Everything changes. Nothing provides lasting satisfaction. There's no fixed self to defend. This understanding helps you recognize the patterns that keep you stuck. Right intention means choosing thoughts of letting go, kindness, and non-harm. Instead of planning revenge, you plan forgiveness. Instead of scheming to get more, you think about what you can give. Moral conduct follows naturally from wisdom. Right speech means speaking truthfully, kindly, and helpfully. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it kind? Is it helpful? If the answer to any of these is no, stay quiet. Right action means acting in ways that don't harm others. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't hurt people. Don't act in ways that create chaos. Right livelihood means choosing work that doesn't hurt others. If your job depends on harming people or creating unfairness, it's time to find new work. Mental discipline is the training that makes wisdom and moral conduct possible. Right effort means actively working to grow positive thoughts and stop negative ones. When you notice a negative thought loop starting, gently guide your mind somewhere else. Don't fight the thoughts. Just redirect them. Right mindfulness means being fully present and aware. Notice your thoughts without judging them. Notice your feelings without being controlled by them. Notice your body without being identified with it. Right concentration means focusing your attention to find inner peace and clear understanding. Each part of the path helps the others. When you speak kindly, your thoughts become kinder. When your thoughts are clear, your actions become wiser. When your actions are wise, your mind becomes more peaceful. It's not about perfection, it's about direction. But you can start breaking your current loops right now. First, notice them. Look for patterns in your relationships, your reactions, your problems. These patterns are samsara showing itself in your daily life. Don't judge them, just see them clearly. Then plant better seeds. Be generous without expecting anything back. This breaks the cycle of always wanting more. Follow ethical guidelines, not because someone told you to, but because it creates peace in your life. Study the teachings not to become smart, but to see clearly. Respect yourself not because you're special, but because you have the potential to be free. The power is in the present moment. The Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Don't get lost in the past or future. Don't get caught in anger or fear. Come back to the present moment and truly live." When you're fully present, you can see the urges that drive the wheel before they take control. Letting go is the key. Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only way to be happy. If we still hold on to anger, worry, or possessions, we can't be free. This isn't about losing things. It's about stopping the mental grip that creates suffering. The ancient Greek Stoics understood this too. Epictetus taught that happiness comes from controlling what you can control and accepting what you can't. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. You can't control other people, but you can control your own thoughts and actions. This is how you take responsibility without taking blame. When you understand that your actions create your experiences, you stop being a victim. When you see that other people's actions come from their own confusion and pain, you stop taking things personally. Understanding creates compassion, both for yourself and others. The path isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming free. Free from the automatic reactions that keep you stuck. Free from the mental patterns that create suffering. Free from the endless cycle of wanting and losing and wanting again. The end of endless circles. This brings us to the ultimate goal, nirvana. In popular culture, nirvana is often seen as some heavenly place where everything is perfect. But that's not what the Buddha taught. Nirvana literally means blowing out or extinguishing. It's the end of the three fires that keep the wheel spinning: greed, hatred, and delusion. Nirvana isn't a place you go to. It's a state of mind you achieve. It's not about getting something new. It's about stopping something old. It's the end of the mental patterns that create suffering. It's freedom from the automatic reactions that keep you trapped. The Buddha was clear about this. I teach only one thing: suffering and the end of suffering. He also said, the end of craving, the end of hatred, the end of delusion. This is called Nirvana. It's not complicated, it's simple. But simple doesn't mean easy. You don't have to wait until you die to experience nirvana. Moments of deep peace, clear understanding, and freedom from wanting can happen right now. Every time you let go of a grudge, you taste nirvana. Every time you stop wanting things to be different, you experience it. Every time you see clearly, without the fog of confusion, you're there. This is ultimate freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want, but the freedom from being driven by wants you don't understand. Not the freedom to avoid all problems, but the freedom from creating unnecessary problems. Not the freedom to live forever, but the freedom from the fear of death. When you reach this state, something beautiful happens. You naturally become more compassionate. When you're not driven by your own suffering, you have energy to help others with theirs. When you're not defending a fixed identity, you can connect with people more deeply. When you're not caught in your own cycles, you can help others break free from theirs. The Buddha compared his teaching to the ocean. Just as the great ocean has one taste, the taste of salt, so also this teaching has one taste, the taste of freedom. Everything in Buddhism points toward this one goal, the end of suffering and the freedom that comes with it. But this isn't just a Buddhist idea. Throughout history, philosophers and spiritual teachers have pointed toward the same goal. They might use different words, but they're talking about the same thing. Freedom from inner chains, peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, happiness that doesn't come from getting things. The path to this freedom isn't outside you, it's within you. As the Buddha taught, within this body, with its heart and mind, both suffering and the end of suffering are found. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to stop creating the mental patterns that keep you stuck. Understanding samsara isn't meant to make you feel trapped. It's meant to show you that you have power. You're not a victim of fate or bad luck. You're not stuck in patterns that can't be changed. You're a conscious being with the ability to see clearly and choose wisely. You now understand why you keep coming back to the same patterns. More importantly, you have a clear path to change them. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. Every mindful breath is a step toward freedom. Every kind word breaks the cycle a little bit. Every moment of clear seeing weakens the wheel's grip. The journey toward liberation isn't a race, it's a practice. Some days you'll see clearly. Some days you'll be confused. Some days you'll act wisely. Some days you'll make mistakes. That's normal. That's human. That's part of the path. What matters is that you keep going. What matters is that you don't give up. What matters is that you remember. The power to change these patterns is in your hands. It always has been. You just needed to remember how to use it. The wheel of samsara has been spinning for a long time, but it doesn't have to spin forever. With understanding, with practice, with patience, you can slow it down. You can step off. You can find the freedom that's been waiting for you all along. The wheel stops spinning when you stop pushing it. The cycle ends when you stop feeding it. The freedom you seek is closer than you think. It's right here, right now, waiting for you to step into it.